welcome in, guys. Sorry about the hair. As you can imagine, it's a little nutty right now, but that's okay. So this video is kind of a product review. I've, for the real job, had to find some USB microphones pretty quick, and I was able to do that. Some stuff I haven't used before, so I had to do some experimenting. And now I was turned on to, what's this thing? Lewitt, Lewitt, the DGT-450. So it's a cardioid pattern condenser mic. It's got a headphone amp, preamp on it. It's USB, of course, and it also has the lightning adapter, which is what I'm doing now. I'm recording the audio on my iPhone and on the camera. So this is from the iPhone, no processing. No processing at all. We'll talk a little bit like this. The only thing I have turned on is the 80 hertz roll off, but no input dampening or anything like that. And I'm just recording it right here on the voice memos on my phone, right there. So, you know, just as pretty bare bones. The only thing I changed was on the phone. I changed it to lossless, and you can do that in the settings. Now, the Windows driver for this has a lot of options with it. Some compression, equalization, and even some effects as in some reverb settings. And that's native in it before it hits anything. And the dedicated ASIO driver for Windows gives you some flexibility in routing and whatnot. Probably won't dig too deep into that. Now, I did notice I had to get some of these, and I gave one to a guy that has a Mac at home. The driver for that and the control center for that is nowhere near as advanced as the Windows one. And I contacted their support. I said, hey, I noticed that the latest version for the Windows version of your control center has got a lot of extra stuff on it, you know, the compression, equalization, and the reverb. So when are you going to have this ready for the Mac? They said, probably not going to do it, which is kind of a disappointment. I'm not necessarily a Mac guy, but we have to, some people that have their own stuff, they like to use Macs, whatever. But so it's kind of a drawback for there. The only thing I do not like about this microphone, running it to your phone, is you have to have it, you got to power it by something else, which I have is a USB little battery pack I got from Disney last year when I was down there for the Dreamers Academy. So I'm running it off that. It's not very portable at that point because now you got to carry your phone and this damn battery. But just powering off regular USB, it doesn't need that. That's just for your phone, powering off the lightning. There's a breakout cable that comes that you can do some other stuff with it, have some extra inputs and all that. So it gives you some extra actual inputs, you know, hard inputs for things, but that is an add-on option. Not exactly sure how much that option is, but I got this from scmsinc.com. If you're searching for them, you can call them, ask for Mike Phelps, not the Olympic swimmer, because that's Michael Phelps. Ask for Mike Phelps. Mike W. Phelps, where the W stands for low price. And I'm sure he can hook you up. These were about $260 each. It comes with, I'll just pick it up here. I can do this without this little stand, which is kind of handy. So you can pick it up like this, carry it around, you know, hey, I don't know. The rejection, there's 90 degrees off right there. Not exactly sure how that's treating you. There's 100 degrees off, and you can see the little light lit up indicators here for the.
I don't know that.
And there's the girl over there. The indicators to go through the menu and settings built in onto the mic. You just, this little rocker switch here. You just hold that down, and you can change all that. You know, I'll go through. And we'll just let that turn off. And there we are back. Right on. So, but I do like the little stand. It's good enough for most people. I think what they're doing, if you just need it on the desk close to you, it's out of the frame. It should sound pretty decent. I'll do another little test here later on this evening, and I'll record it through the computer with the built-in dynamics and all that. So we'll do that in just a little bit. But for all in all, it's pretty cool what we're doing. Actually, I wish the Mac driver, version of the control center had the dynamics and the equalization built into, because we're putting people live on the air. Having that already done is handy. But if they're voice tracking or something like that, just doing production, you can always do that in post. It's not a huge deal. So let's go see, have a listen what it sounds like plugged into the computer with all the extra bells and whistles. Okay, so here we are. Now we're recording. This is on the computer, just a straight microphone. I got the -10 dB pad turned on the mic. No low cut, anything, straight audio right here. And I'm going to just turn the compression on right there. Hopefully that makes it just a little more dense. Not a whole terrible lot of compression, just enough to really get the job done. A fair amount, for what we do, but and I'm in a pretty much an empty room. The kitchen here is all hard surfaces. The living room back there behind me, you can see it's got carpet and some other stuff on the walls, but still just a big open room. And there it is with the equalizer turned on. So now that's compression and built-in equalizer. Just the stuff built into the control software, which is kind of cool. Gives you a few different mixes. The headphone mix, you can control the settings on here. And if you got the breakout cable and adapter, you get the extra inputs on there. So it's pretty powerful, especially once you get the effects. And then the other thing that you can have some fun with is one more is the reverb. So you can throw a little reverb in there, if you're singing in the shower or whatnot. They got several different and a fair amount of control. So, we can do there's the ballad vocal. Not exactly sure how that sounds because I can't listen to it back. And with the direct monitoring on the mic, you don't hear that back either. Of course, that's kind of the idea of direct monitoring. You're listening directly to the source, no unprocessed and raw. But if you just need to hear yourself and not delayed, it's pretty handy. And then you can adjust the mix. So there it is. And actually, I think it has given a little bit of stereo effect looking at the meters down here. Turn that back off. All right, now that's off. Just the equalizer's on. We'll leave that on for 2 or 3, 500 words. Turn the equalizer off. So this is just straight. This is just the microphone. It's sitting about that far away from my mouth, right here on the desk. Not terribly close. Some people, they like to close talk the microphone to get that proximity effect. But, there's really no need to. You got enough gain in this, you can back off a little bit, especially, if you turn the built-in compressor back on, you can take care of all of that. So now I want to we're going to talk a little bit here, and then I'll go through and doctor it up inside Premiere and Adobe. Just the raw audio straight from the mic, no compression, equalization, or anything done. We'll do all that in post, so you can see a comparison there. But for all in all, I know this is probably a little higher than most people are expected to play for USB microphone, like the Yeti Blue, which it is what it is. You get what you pay for. And this was, like I said, was $260, something like that. But it's a nice package. It's big enough. It's not huge, and you get some versatility and flexibility with it. And if you're definitely a Windows user, the built-in effects, compression, equalization for doing that live. If you need something live, you have that option. But if you're doing everything in post, you don't necessarily need all that. And this company they got pretty good reviews, and they got a lot of stuff. It looks like they make a lot of stuff, especially for the Pro Audio deal. I'm going to link their website down below, and also SCMS if you want to contact those guys and get your on for home or whatever. All right, so there we go. That is it. The Lewitt DGT-450. Not a bad little microphone. I think you'd probably be pretty happy with it playing around, though it's a little different than some of the stuff we do around here, but you know, we're trying to serve the masses, so check it out. We'll see you in the next one.